One as well. Hope every, hope everyone starts their day off bright, happy, and blessed. Bright, happy, and blessed. Because we're all God's children. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we still belong to God. And God will forgive you for whatever it is that you have done. All you have to do is repent and ask for forgiveness. That's all you have to do. I really want to know, where has the love and compassion gone in this world? Because it's gone. Something crazy happens every day. You learn something new every day. And for the life of me, I don't understand how half of America can even believe one word that comes out of the president's mouth. Just one word that comes out of the president's mouth. Because obvious, he don't have a clue what he's doing right now. He don't have a clue. Every day he talking about Iran want to do this and Iran want to do that. Iran don't want to do that. Because if they did, we wouldn't still be at war right now. A war that we should have never went into in the first place. For what? Iran wasn't posing no imminent threat to the United States. He wasn't. They wasn't. They wasn't opposing a threat. Whether you like it or you don't like it. Iran was not posing a threat since the first time they bombed them. Only reason they bombed them is because of Israel. And Trump buddy runs Israel. That's why we're at war right now. That's why this stuff is going on right now in America. We have to take a stand. And it's obvious by this weekend's protest that people are getting tired. People are getting tired of all the shenanigans going on in Washington, D.C. People are tired. People are tired. People are tired. Everybody has their breaking point. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, stand against $4 gas. You're right. Because it's crazy. It's crazy. We shouldn't even be at war right now. But the only reason we're at war right now is because, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the people did vote for this crazy mess. They voted for this craziness. Because they knew what was going to happen if this man became president again. They knew what was going to happen. And it's happening. Right before our eyes, it's happening. Everything. Whether you voted for him or not, whether you didn't like Kamala Harris or not, she warned everybody what was going to happen. She warned everybody what was going to happen. And it's happening. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. And it's crazy that nobody can see it. And it's crazy that the Republicans, they run everything in Washington, but still trying to blame the Democrats for everything. No, don't blame them. Y'all control everything. They control everything in the White House. Everything. But yet and still, oh, the Democrats are holding this up. The Democrats are doing this. It's time for them to start pointing the finger at themselves. It's time for them to start looking at themselves for real. Because it ain't a Democratic problem. It ain't a Republican problem. It's just a common sense problem. It's a person problem. It's a common sense problem, which our president doesn't have. He ain't got a lick of sense that the good Lord gave him. And the only reason he at war is because he wanted everybody to stop talking about them Epstein files. Because he is guilty. And see, the only reason we're at war right now is because he don't want them Epstein files to come out. And how him and Epstein were buddy. The truth will come out. You can't hide the truth. The truth will come out. The truth will come out. One way or another. And it's time for people to stop being stupid in America and wake up and realize this stuff just ain't working no more. We've lost so many allies because of the president, because nobody wants to mess with him. Nobody wants to fool with him. Nobody wants to mess with this man because he's making us look like a big joke on the national stage. Every time he opens his mouth, he says something else that's just outrageous, stupid. He doesn't care what he say or how he say it. Anytime a human being that another human being is dead, yes, he is. Anytime another human being can say he's glad another human being is dead, that tells you right there, that person don't have no soul in him whatsoever. And he wants to tell you that he believes in God so much. You know, that man ain't got no kind of God in him. Because if he did, he wouldn't have been saying that stuff. He wouldn't have been saying that stuff in the first place. Time to wake up. It's time for everybody in America just to wake up. And now they're sending ground troops over there. For what? And you talking about you want to end the war. You don't want to end the war. You want to escalate the war. It's a bigger picture here. It's a bigger picture. This man is crazy. And just like I hate to say it, I pray it don't happen, but you can't be everywhere at one time. What if somebody was to launch an attack over here on us in America, like they did over there? They don't think of the consequences. They don't think of the consequences. They don't think of the stuff that could happen. They don't think of the stuff that could happen. And the discrimination is coming out of this White House. You really shouldn't be having to deal with racism in 2026, but you're still dealing with it. You're still dealing with it. I don't know if anybody's seen the story about the 3 black women officers that Pete Hegseth took the promotion away from because of a report out there that Trump didn't want to stand next to black women, which I can believe, but nobody's going to tell you that. Nobody's going to show that to you. You have to do the research and look at these things for what it is. You have to do the research. You literally have to research this stuff for yourself, because they're not going to report on it. The White House is not going to report on it. If they report on it, they're going to say it's false. They're going to say it's this. They're going to say, but you can't do that. You got to address the issue head on. You have to address the issue. And until we start, and when we start addressing these issues, it's not going to get no better. Because they've been doing it for so long, it's natural to them. It's natural. When God made us, he created us in his image. He created us to be like him. He didn't create us to be judged by the color of our skin or say one race is superior over another race. He didn't do that. God is a loving God. God is not a God of confusion and confusion. He's not. And you have to ask yourself, what would Jesus do in this situation? What would Jesus do in this situation? What would Jesus do in this situation? I done lived long enough. I done been through countless presidents, but nothing like this one. A celebrity turned into a president. If they knew better, they would do better. If they knew better, they would do better. That's why every time somebody in the White House has a press conference and somebody asks a question, they get so upset and they don't want to answer the question. They don't want to answer the question because they don't have no question. They feel like they're being attacked, and they want to try to blame former administration. They done been in the White House now almost 2 years now, and they still trying to blame Biden for everything. No, look at yourself now. You the president now. One thing I can say, and one thing I will say, Biden was human. Biden was human. But Biden wasn't starting no unnecessary wars and doing this and doing that. We still had allies to respect us when Biden was president. But now we got this fool, this idiot, as a president. And every time he opened his mouth, he say something dumber than the last time he said something. Dumber than the last time he said something. And freedom of speech is going away in this world, whether don't nobody like it or not. Because you don't have freedom to say what you want and how you want to say it anymore without somebody getting upset. I want to take you to court. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it's all right when they do it. But when we do it, it's a problem. Right off the bat, it's a problem. Over how many years have they been talking about minorities? Years now. Years now they've been talking about minorities and what and how they do and what we do and what we don't do and what we should do and how we should act. No, them days are over with. Them days are over with. Those days are over with. You can try to cover it up, try to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. But it's not going anywhere. Slavery happened. It's not going anywhere. And let's just talk about this situation with Drewski. Since everybody else talking about it, let's talk about it. He's done made fun of everybody. He made fun of the black preachers and stuff like that. Yes, people was up in an uproar, but nobody wanted to sue him. Nobody wanted to sue him. But as soon as he comes out and does this skit, by the way, which he didn't mention any names, he didn't mention that lady's name. So she was just guilty. She guilty. Because she come out and say something, now her feelings all hurt. Talking about, everybody want to talk about, oh, he's making fun of a widow. No, he's not. He's a comedian. He's a comedian. Entertainment purposes. And if you don't have tough skin, oh well. She put herself in this position. She put herself in this spotlight like this. This lady husband was a troll. God rest his soul. Don't nobody want to talk about that. That man did not like minorities. If you were different than him, he didn't even like gay people. If he didn't like, this man was not no role model. He shouldn't be raised on no pedestal to be like one. They laid this man in, they flew this man's body back on Air Force 2, I believe it is, with the vice president. Like he was a war hero or something. Like he was a war hero, but he wasn't. The president of the United States mentioned Jesse Jackson one time in a tweet on Truth Social. But they want you to remember Charlie Kirk. Someone who had racist views. Charlie Kirk. But yet when somebody comes out and makes a skit about his widow and everybody's all up in an uproar now because he did it, it was funny to me. It's funny. Now she talking about she want to sue. Now the vice president, he done came out and said something about it. But where were these same exact people when they put the heads of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama on apes and their former president and the former first lady? Everybody stayed silent on that, but now everybody want to come to this lady's rescue. Let's talk about it. The double standard is there. If you can't see it, I can't make you see it. Blatant racism in this country is crazy. Racial profiling is crazy to me, and it's still going on to this day. Racial profiling. When your skin is different than you, you get pulled over more than any other race there is. Walk around being black is a crime nowadays, and it shouldn't be. Being black is a crime, and it shouldn't be in America. When you judge by the color of your skin, when you can be walking down the street, when you can just be walking down the street, and the police see you, and they'll just stop and judge you by the color of your skin and be like, where you going? What you doing? You got ID on you? This is not America that we're living in. This is not America. Where black and brown people now have to carry, got to make sure they got IDs on them at all times, because you never know when you might get pulled over, or if ICE agents will come out from somewhere. You never know. You never know. We're the only race in America that have to teach our kids how to act around the police, how to walk around the police. Because we never know. We automatically got a target on our back just because of the color of our skin. We automatically got a target on our back because of the color of our skin. And if you don't believe it, watch the news every now and then. Have you seen ICE? Have you seen any ICE agents roll up in suburban areas, roll up in the rich areas? No, because they won't. The minority areas are targeted for a reason. They're targeted for a reason. But don't think if they can do it to us, they can do it to them too. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that all Caucasian people are bad. You got good people, you got good and bad people in any race that can make the whole race look bad. Because you do. Because you do. Because you do. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. Every black person, every white person is not bad. It's just a few that make the rest of us look bad. It's just a few to make the rest of us look bad. And that's all it takes, is just a few. It's just a few. It's just a few. And I mean, you got this partial government shutdown, I believe it is, to where they don't want to pay these TSA workers to work. And Congress is sitting there want to be mad because President don't want to pass nothing, because he want the SAVE Act passed that are strictly it'll disenfranchise a whole lot of people trying to vote. He's trying to end the mail-in ballots because he know he'll lose. He knows this already. He knows this already. And he's trying to stop it before November. Because he knows good and well if the Democrats get back control of everything, his butt gone. His butt is gone. His butt is gone. They want to impeach this jackrabbit. They know he'll be gone. They know he'll be gone. And that's what he's scared of. But there's no need to be scared. If you do the dirt, if you can't take the heat in the kitchen, don't stand in it. Don't stand in it if you can't stand in the if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen. Because you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. You play with fire, you're gonna get burned. Like I say, he done talked about every living president over the last few years. And that's why don't none of them respect him. None of them respect him. Not one of the former presidents came out and said they glad that Robert Mueller's dead. How can you even say that about somebody? How can you even live with yourself? Oh, I'm glad he's dead. How can you even live with yourself and say something like that? How can you live with yourself? How can you even work for somebody like that? Imagine that was your boss and he came out and said, oh, I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's dead. How can you say something like that about somebody? It takes a real sick individual to say something like that to somebody. And the president is a sick individual. And you know this man. You know he's in the Epstein family. You know he's in there. Look at his darn track record. Look at some of the things he said about women. Look at some of the things about the first time he became president. When he was on court on camera saying, just grab him in the you know what. Just grab him in the you know what. That goes to show you right there. This man is a pedophile. Allegedly. It's pictures of him it's pictures with him and Epstein. And now you're not gonna tell me this man did not know what Epstein was doing. Talking about they fell out over some, yeah, you did fall out. But you knew what this man was doing. You knew what this man was doing. You knew this man had underage girls, everything. You knew this already. But no, what you do? You kept on being friends with the man. Did you not? Yes, you did. This man is a sick individual. This man is a sick individual. And he's our president. And they're doing everything in their power to cover up his wrongdoing. This whole administration is corrupt. Corrupt. The whole dang old administration is corrupt. And you know, this lie might get a whole lot of people in their feelings because I'm talking about certain things, spreading awareness about this, about this, and about that. And it needs to be known. And it's time for people to stop putting some of these celebrities at the top of their priority list and really do that research and background about this stuff, because it's crazy. This story came out about Chili from TLC and then Nick Cannon. What is wrong with some of these people? What is wrong with some of these people? You say this stuff and then you think that it won't get out, but it's out there. The truth will come out. You ain't hit that repost button for nothing. You knew what you were doing when you hit that repost button. And I remember when she said that about Michelle Obama. And you want to come out and say you didn't? Okay, you know. Because you get ready to lose all your money for this tour that y'all supposed to be going on. And you don't want it to get out. You don't want nobody to know nothing about it. You're trying to get in front of it, trying to clear up this PR mess. That's exactly what it is. It's a PR mess. And it's getting ready to mess you up big time. It's getting ready to mess your money up. And I love TLC music. I love that music. But when you see stuff like this coming from your own people, what do you supposed to think? And then Nick Cannon calling the Democratic Party KKK. Okay, they not the ones running the White House right now either. If they want to stuff past, the Republicans want to stuff past, they would pass it. But they too scared of their master. They too scared of Trump. He put his clothes on just like they do, one leg at a freaking time. But nobody has the backbone to say nothing to this man. Nobody has the backbone to stand up to this man. But America's getting tired. America's waking up. Just look at the protests over the weekend. America's waking up. America's waking up. America's gonna wake up to this foolishness that's going on in Washington with this unhinged president. I call him unhinged because he is unhinged. I call him unhinged because he is unhinged. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. Like, share, and follow. But like I say, you gotta ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And how would Jesus do it? Remember that. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And how would he do it in these days and times? Because there's no love out here. There's no compassion out here. None. There's no compassion out here. We have to take the time out to start loving each other, loving one another, loving our fellow brother or sister. It don't matter what color you are. You can be pink, blue, white, purple. It doesn't. We all got the same blood running in our bodies. God created all of us. God created all of us. Whether you believe or you don't believe, God created all of us. God made us in his image. God made us in his image. God made us in his image. To God be the glory. He made us in his image. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a blessed day, a lovely day. God bless, and until next time, I'm out.